is going on, Knicks fans? My name is Vigo Sports Talk, host of Vigo Talk Knicks. In today's episode, I'll be talking about Jose Alvarado's first ever start in the Knicks uniform. Jalen Brunson was out versus the Indiana Pacers due to injury management. So they called up Jose Alvarado to be in the starting five and Knick to be the backup point guard. Knick hasn't played a lot recently because, we traded for Jose Alvarado to be the backup point guard. He's a veteran. He's proven he can be a reliable backup and a starter now. So Knick was the odd man out. And unfortunately, it hurts because he was playing really well. He's playing some really good minutes. That game versus the Spurs for the NBA Cup and the Cavaliers game on Christmas, he showed that he could be a good backup point guard. And it hurts because, look, you're performing really well. You're showing the team you should be getting playing time. And now you're not playing anymore. You get sent to the G League just to, get that feeling of playing the game. And it's hard. It's hard. I understand that. But this is why the New York Knicks trade for him. Just imagine, no Jalen Brunson. So you're missing your number one scorer. And you're wondering, what are the Knicks going to do? What the Knicks did? They just got Jose Alvarado in the starting five. He could score sometimes, and then his next man up. Josh Hart, OG Anunoby, Karl Anthony Towns, Mikal Bridges. He still needs to work a little better with his offense and a little bit of defense. But I'm hoping before playoffs it can get better. Just imagine, in today's game versus the Indiana Pacers, Jose Alvarado scored 16 points, 2 rebounds, 10 assists, 2 steals, 0 blocks. Not only is he playing good defense, he's a very good playmaker. Because, Jalen Brunson, he does hold the ball a lot. He's the number one scorer, so he's going to want the ball almost every single possession and score. He's averaging 27 points a game, so it's understandable. But Brunson could play make. But when you have playmakers like Jose Alvarado coming off the bench, and also Tyler Knick, if he ever gets playing time, if someone's struggling or someone's injured, coming off the bench, Knick could do it. This game showed the Knicks have a bunch of point guards they could rely on. If Brunson's out, they could rely on Alvarado. If Alvarado's out, they could rely on Tyler Knick. If McBride comes back during the playoffs, they could rely on him. He's not a point guard. He's technically a shooting guard, but he has playmaking abilities. But he's a better shooter than playmaker, if you know what I mean. He's shooting 40% from 3. Yeah, he hasn't played since January. But when you're a player shooting 40% from 3, just think of players like Klay Thompson. He's one of the best shooters to ever play the game. And he can play make maybe a little bit, but he's just a better shooting guard than the point guard. That's why Curry was the starting point guard. Also, back to McBride that is injured recently. We got some news. So he is currently practicing with the team with some one-on-one drills. As of right now, there's not an estimated date when he comes back. There is a possibility he could come back during the playoffs. It's not confirmed, but that's the goal for the New York Knicks. You don't want to rush his injury. You want to take it day by day because if he gets hurt again, that basically restarts everything and he's out for the season. You don't want that to happen. So McBride's taking it day by day. And when the time comes, when he feels like it's time to play, he will be ready. One thing I'm wondering is how are they going to manage Jose Alvarado and Miles McBride and their minutes together? Because Alvarado, he averages around 13, 14 minutes a night. Because Jalen Brunson, he usually plays the entire first quarter. And then Alvarado, he starts the second quarter. Plays, I would say, maybe 6 to 7 minutes, maybe 5 minutes. And then in the third quarter, Jalen Brunson, he plays the entire third quarter. So it's honestly hard because it's going to look like, because usually when Mikal Bridges goes to the bench, Landry Shamet checks in. And it's looking like, how are they going to manage with McBride and Shamet? Because, going into the playoffs, you're facing these big teams, so you want to have a big starting lineup. Alvarado, he's 6 foot. Brunson, 6 foot. McBride's the same height. So, obviously, when you got smaller guards guarding your team, your players, they're going to pick on you on defense. So, it's going to be hard. It's going to be interesting to look at. But I'm going to trust Mike Brown in rotation. So, going into the playoffs, we're going to have a 9 to 10 player rotation. So, we're going to see what happens when McBride comes back. Now, back to the video. What people need to realize is Jose Alvarado, he's a hometown kid. He knows how to play under pressure. He played in New York, one of the hardest places to play in as an athlete. When you make one mistake, they're going to criticize you on ESPN. They're going to bash you. Look at Stephen A. Smith. He bashes the New York Knicks every time they lose. Yeah, we were down 21 to the Golden State Warriors. He doesn't think we're a playoff team. A finals team. But you got to get some hope. You can't just give up on the team like that. Look at last season. Nobody had us winning anything in the playoffs. We couldn't be a top playoff team. Look what happened. We made it to the Eastern Conference for the first time in 25 years. You gotta give these players a chance because confidence is key. Players like Precious Achiuwa, who was out of rotation because he wasn't playing well, look how he's playing with the Kings. He's playing some really good minutes as a starter, bench player sometimes. It all comes down to confidence. Obviously, if we keep benching a player and not believing in them, they're gonna lose confidence and not play well. For Jose Alvarado, even if he gets benched, because there was a few games he wasn't doing too well, he didn't care. He has that New York mentality. He has that toughness to get better and better and practice. We need players like that, and also players to step up for your team. When there's a hard foul and nobody is defending your teammates, Jose Alvarado will come out of nowhere and back you up. We need players like Alvarado, players like him, and for almost every single team because that's something the Knicks lacked. We needed that tough player, to defend your team. Back in the 90s when basketball was a pretty physical sport, like versus the Bulls and the New York Knicks, those matchups were always a challenge. And we needed that one player who would do anything for his team so he gets off the court. That is Jose Alvarado. And if he keeps this up, he's going to get a lot of meaningful minutes in the NBA playoffs. As of right now, we are the 3rd seed. And also, Cade Cunningham, he is actually injured. He just got injured versus the Washington Wizards. There is no date when he comes back. So now that number 1 seed, we're just a few games behind. Just imagine, if we go on a really good winning streak until the season's over, there's a possibility we can get that number 1 seed. Now it's a lot more possible now because no Cade Cunningham. Obviously, we got to beat the Boston Celtics because they're just one game behind us, above us. Every time we win a game, they win a game. So we got to hope the Celtics lose a few games so we can get the 2nd seed. Then we take it game by game and potentially get the number 1 seed. As of right now, I'm not worried about that. I'm just worried because we're already guaranteed in the playoffs. But if we get that number 1 seed, that easily helps the New York Knicks a lot and all these players. Let's hope McBride could potentially come back for the NBA playoffs. He's taking it day by day. And if he comes back, just imagine that rotation. Jalen Brunson at point guard, Bridges at shooting guard, OG at small forward, Hart at power forward, Cat at center. Then your backup point guard will be Jose Alvarado coming off the bench. Your backup center, Mitchell Robinson. Then your backup shooting guard / wing, Landry Shamet. And then Jordan Clarkson, if he plays sometimes. Muhammad Diawara, if he does play. I'm not sure if he's back in rotation yet. And McBride. So that's 10 to 11 players. So somebody's going to get a lot lesser minutes. But we're going to get it figured out. That's all I got to say in today's episode. The New York Jets video will be coming out in a few days. I know I keep saying that, but make sure to stay tuned for that. My name is Vigo Sports Talk, host of Vigo Talks Knicks, and I'll see you next episode, Knicks fans. Peace.